So this video lecture is an addendum to the internal validity video lecture. And I'm including this because I realized there's an additional internal validity threat was not included in that lecture that I really do want you to learn about. It's kind of important. And this is one of the threats to validity that's related to treatment. So this is called limited realization of X. And under limited realization of X, the problem is that your study fails to identify the true causal impact of your treatment of X because you just used too low of a dose, right? So you didn't actually fully capture it because you were only using a small amount of your treatment. So what does this look like in theory? And then what does this look like for a political science study? So for example, the easiest way to think about this would be the way that you would see it in a medical trial. So imagine you're trying some new great cancer treatment and you only give somebody a tiny little dose of it. You may not see the effects right away, and that doesn't mean that the cancer treatment is a total bust. It just means that maybe you need to provide twice as much as that tiny little dose in the beginning. Maybe you need to provide 10 times as much. So if you don't provide enough of that, you might make the wrong conclusion that your treatment won't work when really you just didn't get the dosage right. And for a political science study, what this might look like is that maybe you need repeat exposures of your treatment in order to see an impact. So going back to our study about cynicism, maybe just showing somebody a negative commercial one time won't have an impact. But that's not how we actually experience negative ads in the real world. Really, maybe you have to see it 5 times, 10 times. And it doesn't mean that the negative ad won't have an impact. It's just that it has to accumulate to high enough of a point where it really starts to seep in and affect you. And so to address this, you need to really consider different ways of dosing your treatment, whatever that might look like, in order to ensure that you're really testing its potential causal impact.